Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 40, the Duck. It is a French Tier 4 light tank. Light? Well, it's pretty heavy. And it's actually located on the south spawn of Tundra under the command of Major Nuisance. Yes, I'm afraid it's another of my replays. I'm playing the Duck, and the reason for I'm playing it is because somebody asked, they said, how can you make the AMX 40 interesting to play? And I said, well, just play it with HE. Game started. Now, it's got a... If you've got the top gun, and I have got the top gun here with the top turret, it's a 75mm gun, and with HE you can get 175 alpha. So it's actually quite powerful. It's a very slow vehicle. Very slow indeed. And you're looking at top speed forwards of 50 kilometers an hour, and that's if you get some wind up going downhill. It will reverse at 20 kilometers an hour, which is not that fast anyway. But anyway, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm taking it over to the factory area, and when you've got a tank which is actually, how we say, mobility challenged, it does actually help sometimes to take the shorter route. And I'm looking over there at enemy tanks, seeing if I can get any shots on them. But I'm very wary because there's always some light tank who tries to move into the factory area. If I call this the factory area, I suppose it might be the mine area. But there's always somebody who goes in here, and actually I suppose it's the accommodation block if you think about it. The offices and the accommodation block for the mine. Yes, that's all these houses are all about. Anyway, now, have we got any targets? Well, we've got a 14 TP, and I can see him through that fence, but just fire a couple of rounds in there. I don't think I've got any shot on him at all. No, I don't think I'm getting any damage on the enemy there. Nothing else in sight, so I might as well tempt the water. So I put my head round the corner. Can't see anything. No, I don't think anything sees me. I do have sixth sense, at least I think I have sixth sense on this vehicle. Okay, well, looks like I'm free and clear to go. The Churchill, which was around the other side, has actually gone south. So I'm going to drive in now towards the cap area and see what damage I can do to the enemy. Very conscious all the time of what's going on. And you can see in my loadout I've actually picked a lot of HE. I have taken 10 rounds of heat and 20 rounds of AP just in case. Okay, so we've got a hit on the looks, and the idea with this one, when your mobility challenge, is try and keep your back against the wall if you've got some problem like that. And there we see the SU5, and obviously I realised that is quite a good short range Arty. So I do need to motor away from here. The looks did spot me. I'm certain of that. So I need to keep my eye open. There's the Churchill. He's way down in the south. Okay, but I'm going to try and get that SU5 if I can. Just checking where that T40 was. He's down in the south. Okay. Headed towards the SU5. Oh, there's the looks. He's behind me. Now, you see, with a light-skinned vehicle, HE can be really good fun. There you go. Back in the garage. And HE is incredibly cheap. And here comes the SU5. One round into him. He does round into me. 110 hit points for him. But he won't survive. Yep, he's gone. Now, I wonder if his teammate's somewhere around here. He's got an M37. Oh, you can see the hole he made in the rear of my vehicle. Look at that. That's where he hit me. Put a hole right through my engine bay, but didn't damage my engine. So he must be somewhere around here. My sixth sense just went off. So he knows I'm here. There he is. Locked on. One shot and he's out the game. That's the Pascucci's. Okay, well, there's only 4 tanks left on the enemy team, but they're all down in the south or up on the hill, so the best thing I can do is head to the cap and put a bit of pressure on them. I'm very conscious that one of those tanks is an M4. You might have the 105mm gun, and that's quite deadly. So I want to really, if I can get shots on the enemy, I will, but... And then I see there's a P43 up on the hill as well. And my teammates, the Panzer IV-H, has come down from the hill. And it looks like their P43 is right at the back. Conscious, where should I place myself so I can get shots on him without him being able to put one into me. So I'm going to sit here for a while. The Churchill and the T40, well, the T40 died, the Churchill's down the south, and it's very unlikely he's going to make it back before I cap out. I suppose my chief concern is that the Churchill still has most of his health. And our Panzer IV-H just took a big shot from that P43. He is a tier 5 medium. He's only got 17 hit points left, but he does have a good gun if he's got the 75mm. So I don't really want him to put any rounds into me if I can help it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and hide behind the rock. And that way I can guarantee the cap. And if he does turn up, then I can put an HE round into him. There we go. That's it. Just line myself up and wait for him to turn up. He doesn't have to come that way. He could go the long way round, but I think he's going to come this way if he does. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7. The Churchill's still fighting in the south, so I might as well cap out and win and take my Invader. And there you go. And I was seen, so he was on the way back. Trying to get a Defender medal. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. So, it's only a second-class tank of a major nuisance in the AMX 40, but I did have a bit of fun. I managed to get a fire effect for doing more damage than hit points to my own vehicle, a Pascucci's for taking out 2 Arty, the SU-5 and the M37, and an Invader medal because I managed to cap out and win, getting at least 80 capture points in the process. And my win rate for that game, 2,839. Yeah, so let's have a look at team score. Well, I didn't get the highest amount of damage. It actually put me down the table. The high scorer actually in the game was the KV-222. He got 1,171 hit points, but he did die. He picked up the high caliber. The next high scorer was the Churchill 3, and he actually managed to get a Pascucci's in the steel wall and damage of 1,129 hit points. He also managed to be the highest scorer on kills. He got 4. The KV-222 got 3, and so did I. And so did the M4. When it came to base XP, though, it was KV-222 managed to get the highest amount, 861 for him. I managed to get 524, but I was after the Churchill 3, who got 685. So good job I did cap out, because I wouldn't want that Churchill 3 to come back over the railway bridge, even though he was quite a long way away. In fact, I doubt if he could have driven back. He's just so slow. I don't think he could have made it, but I do think that P43 could have made it, and he actually managed to get a Spartan during that game, so he bounced around when he had less than 10% of his hit points left. So let's have a look at detail. Well, I fired 9 rounds of HE during that game. I got 5 direct hits and 3 penetration and 2 splash. Damage of 403, not 4,000, that would have been nice. 2 hits received from the enemy. 1 non-penetration and 1 hit as a result of splash damage, and that's from the SU-5. I blocked damage of 70 hit points. I spotted 2 of the enemy, killed 3, damaged 3, killed 3, and also managed to get 100 cap points. On a free-to-play account, I earned 10,595 credits, got 2,643 from a personal reserve that I was running, and total came to 13,244. And after repair and ammunition resupply, I actually took away 12,395 credits. I got 2 bonds, one for the Pascucci and one for the Invader. And I also earned 524 base XP times 5 for the first victory of the day. And also a personal reserve was running, so I took away 3,144 experience points from that game, and I said HE Duck is cracking hilarious. Well, it is actually. Some of these tanks, when you play them only HE, they can be really rewarding. And I know this because obviously I saw the game where Sircon played only HE on his tank destroyer, and it was quite amusing. The amount of damage you can do with an HE round is quite amazing. I've actually taken the Duck out before and managed to get a Top Gun and a high caliber, just playing with it with HE only, even though I did have some AP and heat rounds in the magazine. But it just can be a lot of fun just firing HE at the enemy and then seeing a tank blow up because you got in one shot. So there you go. If you find the AMX Duck, the AMX 40 a bit tiring, use HE. It's fun. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.